I just want to sleep through the night without the bombs. These words, whispered by a young Gazan girl named Farah, cut through the noise of international politics and news cycles. They remind us of a stark reality. Behind the headlines, amidst the rubble of conflict, are real people, real lives, and real dreams. Dreams like Farah's, longing for the simple comfort of a peaceful night's sleep. Gaza, a sliver of land on the Mediterranean coast, has known more than its fair share of conflict and suffering. Home to over 2 million Palestinians, it has been caught in a cycle of violence for decades. Recent escalations have exacerbated an already dire humanitarian crisis, leaving its inhabitants grappling with shortages of food, water, medicine, and basic necessities. Yet, even in the face of such adversity, the human spirit in Gaza endures. Stories of resilience, courage, and compassion emerge from the ruins, offering a glimmer of hope amidst the despair. These stories deserve to be heard, for they remind us of our shared humanity and the indomitable spirit that resides within us all. Before we continue with this heartbreaking video, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and don't forget to turn on post notifications. The recent escalation of conflict in Gaza has left an indelible mark on its people and infrastructure. Homes have been reduced to rubble, hospitals overwhelmed, and schools forced to close. The most vulnerable, as always, bear the brunt of the violence. Children, robbed of their childhoods, navigate a world of fear and uncertainty. Families struggle to provide for their loved ones, their resilience tested with each passing day. The United Nations estimates that the recent conflict has displaced over 75,000 Palestinians in Gaza. Many have sought refuge in UN-run schools, already grappling with limited resources. The psychological toll of the conflict is immeasurable, with widespread trauma and PTSD affecting children and adults alike. Despite a ceasefire agreement, the situation in Gaza remains precarious. The scars of conflict run deep, impacting every aspect of life. The reconstruction process is daunting, hampered by a crippling blockade that restricts the flow of essential goods and materials. The people of Gaza, however, refuse to be defined by the destruction around them. They are determined to rebuild their lives, their communities, and their future. Amidst the devastation, stories of resilience and community aid shine through. Take, for example, the story of Dr. Amal, a young physician working tirelessly in a makeshift clinic set up in a damaged school. Despite limited supplies and overwhelming need, Dr. Amal and her team work around the clock, providing critical medical care to the injured and displaced. Then there is Ahmed, a teacher who lost his home in the bombings. Determined to ensure that his students continue their education, Ahmed organizes classes in a local park using salvaged materials and sheer willpower. His dedication to his students, even in the face of personal tragedy, is a testament to the unyielding spirit of the human soul. These stories, while just a glimpse into the reality of Gaza, underscore the power of community, resilience, and the unwavering human spirit. They remind us that even in the darkest of times, hope can emerge from the ashes, fueled by acts of courage, compassion, and solidarity. Beyond the rubble, rebuilding lives brick by brick. Rebuilding Gaza requires more than just bricks and mortar. It requires healing the wounds of conflict and nurturing hope for a brighter future. International aid organizations are working tirelessly to provide essential aid, but their efforts are often hampered by the ongoing blockade and a lack of funding. The international community must prioritize the reconstruction of Gaza, not just in terms of physical infrastructure, but also in terms of restoring its social fabric. This includes investing in education, healthcare, and economic opportunities, particularly for the youth who represent Gaza's future. Long-term solutions, including a just and lasting peace, are crucial to breaking the cycle of violence and ensuring a brighter future for the people of Gaza. The international community must work towards a political solution that addresses the root causes of the conflict and guarantees the fundamental rights and freedoms of all people in the region. A shared responsibility. The world cannot stand idle. The situation in Gaza is a stark reminder of our shared humanity and the interconnectedness of our world. What happens in Gaza does not stay confined to its borders. It is a global issue that demands a global response. We cannot, in good conscience, turn a blind eye to the suffering of millions. Silence is not an option. We must amplify the voices of Gaza, share their stories, and hold those responsible for their plight accountable. Governments must be pressured to uphold international law, ensure humanitarian access, and work towards a just and lasting peace. The plight of the Palestinian people is a global responsibility. We must move beyond rhetoric and take concrete actions to alleviate their suffering, support their resilience, and advocate for their rights. Apathy is not an option when the lives of millions hang in the balance.